Arsenal's players are on international duties, some are on fire, and they're all looking to stay sharp with the Premier League back in a week's time. Today let's find out which Arsenal players are standing out for their countries. We'll also hear from Fabrizio Romano as he reveals a midfield target, discuss a potential £35 million move for Kaoru Mitoma, and find out who is Arsenal's most underrated player. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Fabrizio and welcome back to your boys channel, and I hope you guys are surviving during this international break. I know it's boring, but here your boy is to give you guys an Arsenal update. So as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and do help your boy on his road to 200,000 subscribers. But starting off with an update on Arsenal's international gooners, the Arsenal players on duty for their countries, and some of these guys are on fire. Starting off with Arsenal's third choice goalkeeper Karl-Heinz, the Estonian international 20 years of age, who made a massive penalty save against Hungary and dropped an 8.4 overall rating with 7 saves, 1 high claim, 4 saves inside the box, and 1 fantastic save from the spot. Karl-Heinz is slowly but surely becoming a pretty decent penalty saver. Let's not forget for Arsenal, back in December, in a friendly penalty shootout against Lyon, Heinz saved 4 out of 5 penalties. He might be behind Matt Turner and Aaron Ramsdale, but his future is certainly very bright. He already has 18 international caps for Estonia and 2-time Estonian Footballer of the Year. He signed a 4-year contract back in 2021. I don't believe he's ready for the Arsenal first team, but his ability to save penalties does draw some similarities to ex-Arsenal Academy goalkeeper and Argentina World Cup winner Emi Martinez, who, as we saw at the World Cup, is a monster for penalties. Ramsdale's only 24 and he's going to be the long-term Arsenal #1. But Heinz's ability to save penalties is something that could be very useful in cup competitions and would have been fantastic in Arsenal's recent penalty shootout against Sporting Lisbon. Arsenal have a few promising goalkeepers though. You've also got Arthur Okonkwo currently out on loan. To gain that experience, maybe Karl-Heinz also needs a loan move. But what about the Arsenal star boy Bukayo Saka? Well, it was him versus Jorginho as England took on Italy, with Saka starting, playing 85 minutes, with both of England's goals coming off corners from Bukayo Saka. Once again the centrepiece on the right hand side, Saka is slowly becoming a superstar, with Transfermarkt valuing him at €110 million. That's the 4th highest in the world, only behind the likes of Mbappe, Haaland and Vinicius Jr. There's a reason why he's called the star boy, 22 goals and assists in the Premier League. This guy is destined to win the Young Player of the Year. And let's put it into context, up against Phil Foden, one of the highest rated youngsters in the world. This guy is a 2-time PFA Young Player of the Year, and he's never even had over 15 goals and assists in a Premier League season. This guy is contributing at such a high level that he's only 3 goal contributions away from matching the highest tally ever managed by either Sadio Mane or Leroy Sané. 2 more goals and assists and he's out-contributed all but one of Eden Hazard's Premier League seasons, already equaling Hazard's 14-15 season where he won the PFA Player of the Year, and he's only getting warmed up at 21 years of age. Sometimes I still believe Saka does not get the respect that he truly deserves. This guy's performed at the international level, man of the match in his Euros debut and World Cup debut, and next year hopefully in the Champions League, Saka will have another stage where he can show his true quality. You've also had Leandro Trossard start for Belgium as they beat Sweden 3-0, with Trossard playing 61 minutes. You also had full 90-minute performances for Jakub Kiwior and Matt Turner. But what about the Arsenal captain? A full 90 minutes as Norway lost to Spain 3-0, and in the game itself there was one standout moment. Man City versus Arsenal on the field, Rodri versus Odegaard. Rodri clearly seems to foul Odegaard. An awful challenge, studs first to Odegaard's ankle. A very dangerous challenge, but no penalty was awarded. As Odegaard says after the game, "I'm pretty sure I should have had a penalty. He's coming with his studs on my ankle. I'm sure I'll get punished if I say more." I don't bother saying anything else about the referees. It's better not to say anything. But as Arsenal fans, we can breathe a sigh of relief. No serious Odegaard injury, and I'm sure he won't forget, especially as Arsenal go to the Etihad. Odegaard will want revenge. You also had a full 90-minute start from Thomas Partey as Ghana beat Angola 1-0. But in terms of the standout Arsenal performer, that's gotta go to Granit Xhaka, as Switzerland beat Belarus 5-0, and Xhaka put up a Blasic, an 8.4 overall rating, as the heat map shows playing as an advanced number 8 even for his country. In 66 minutes, 1 goal, 1 assist, 35 accurate passes, 3 key passes, 3 accurate long balls, and 1 big chance created. The goal itself was a fantastic finish from outside the box, and Xhaka is in amazing goal scoring form. That's 3 goals in 3 games. The fact that he's even playing in the more advanced role for his country is a bit of a surprise though. Normally for Switzerland, Xhaka plays as more of a number 6, a deep lying playmaker, but he's got their number 10 shirt, he's playing like one. This guy's going to be so important for Arsenal after the international break. One of the few Arsenal players that has a vast amount of experience, and he's picking up form at the perfect time of the season. You also had a goal for Emile Smith-Rowe, scoring a first for England's under-21s beating France 4-0. A lovely diving header at the far post, Smith Rowe showing his ability to attack the box. It's his first goal since June 2022, which was also for the England under-21s, his last Arsenal goal, nearly a year ago, April 2022, against Chelsea. This is going to be massive for the confidence of ESR. His Arsenal season has been ruined by injuries. In this game, playing as a left-sided number 10 in a 3-4-3 formation, Smith Rowe has proven in the past he is a valuable goal scorer. Last year in the league, 10 league goals. If this guy can stay fit and available, I still believe he can play a part in this season. Maybe not as a starter, but off the bench, an impact sub. A potential game changer when Arsenal need a goal threat. He offers Arsenal something different in the midfield. He's a ball carrier. And make no mistake, up against deep blocks, that's a very useful profile. The question for Mikel Arteta though, is where is Smith Rowe's best position? This year off the bench, we've seen him as a left winger, a right winger, and even a right-sided number 8. Comment down below, where do you believe is Smith Rowe's best position? But in terms of England's under-21s, you also had Folarin Balogun that was called up, but pulled out due to injury. And he is currently on a tour of the USA, first seen at the Orlando Magic, and then the Yankees. The timing of this is very important. A lot of reports have claimed that Balogun is rethinking his international future. Despite scoring 17 goals, no call-up to Gareth Southgate's England team, he's also able to play for the USA, as he was born in New York. He has played in the past for the USA youth team. One of USA's main players, Christian Pulisic, has spoken. He says, "I've seen that Balogun is in Florida. I haven't spoken to him personally, but I know some of the guys that know him from previous teams have reached out to him and spoken to him, so obviously from our side, we'd love to have him." If Balogun was to change to the USA for Arsenal on the commercial side of things, it would be a massive plus. Not only are Arsenal gargantuan in the USA, but also it's a country where football's on the rise. They're trying to improve the quality of the national team, and if they were able to secure a player like Balogun, a young superstar in the making, proving himself in Liga, more league goals than Lionel Messi, Balogun's stock would rise even more. But in terms of Arsenal young superstars, you've also got William Saliba, who is meant to be with France right now on international duties, but unfortunately had to pull out due to a back injury. But we also have to wish him a happy belated birthday, as he's recently turned 22 years of age. And celebrating that birthday, he was seen reposting an Instagram story alongside a childhood friend with a throwback photo of a young Saliba seen wearing an Arsenal shirt. Saliba is clearly a long-term Arsenal fan living the dream. When you see the way this guy plays, the passion he showcases when he celebrates, there's no denying he's a massive Arsenal fan. And with the way that he's settled in, the way he's firing, Arsenal are trying to renew his contract, and that seems like only a matter of time. Let's move on now to the latest Arsenal news, and starting off with players that Arsenal are ready to sell. According to Mark Owen, Arsenal are ready to listen to offers for AZ Milan-Niles, Albert Samuel Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, Pablo Mari, Cedric Suarez, and Alex Runarsson, but understand that few of the list are likely to attract substantial bids. The likes of Maitland-Niles, Pablo Mari are doing their thing on loan, but I think the massive value there are Albert Samuel Lokonga and Nuno Tavares. I definitely think Tavares is going to leave Arsenal in the summer. With Kieran Tierney and Zinchenko, I don't see how he fits into the Arsenal first team. But in the case of Albert Samuel Lokonga, impressing for Crystal Palace on loan, they have recently changed managers. Patrick Vieira has been sacked. Enter the scene Roy Hodgson, who at 75 years of age certainly has a lot of experience, but he's very much different to Patrick Vieira, not as focused on possession. How is he going to use the profile of Lokonga? How many games is he going to start now? With the amount of midfielders that Arsenal are trying to sign, does Samuel Lokonga have a future at the Emirates Stadium? But you've also got Nicolas Pepe, on loan in Liga to Nice. Mark Owen claims that Arsenal fear they might have to pay Nicolas Pepe to leave the club. Nice have suggested they may be willing to sign Pepe on a permanent deal in the summer, but there's been no indication that they are prepared to pay a transfer fee. Pepe is 27, out of contract in 2025, and 15 starts, 6 goals. His form has been decent but nothing special. He was of course Arsenal's club record signing of £72 million, which of course means he's also on massive wages. But this whole cancelling contract things we can't keep doing. Edu Gaspar has done amazing things in terms of incomings. He has built an Arsenal squad competing for a Premier League title. The next thing that Edu Gaspar has to show now is the ability to sell players. Over the past few years we have cancelled way too many contracts. I don't expect massive money for Pepe, but we can surely get something. Moving on to incomings, let's talk Atalanta's Danish international Rasmus Højlund. 20 years of age, on fire for his country, scoring a hat-trick on his full Denmark debut. It was a complete centre-forward performance. 6 recoveries, 3 goals. 3 out of 3 aerial duels won, and 2 chances created. As Fabrizio Romano says, interest is growing ahead of the summer. He has scored 14 goals this season. Premier League and Bundesliga clubs are now following him closely. First you've got Haaland, and now you've got Højlund. Scandinavia seems to be the place where strikers are coming from. What I like so much about this guy is how complete his game is. He's not just a goal scorer, this guy can link up play, and standing at nearly 6'3" in height, he's got that physical presence. We love the profile of Jesus, Trossard, that false 9, but with the way that Arsenal plays sometimes against those low blocks, a target man profile could be very useful. Now let's talk about Gabriel Veiga of Celta Vigo. The Spanish under-21 international has been on fire in La Liga his breakthrough year, Lavia, 9 goals and 3 assists, a right-footed box-to-box midfielder. According to Matteo Moretto, Arsenal are attentive to Gabri Veiga of Celta Vigo, and the president of the club assumes that someone will pay his release clause of €40 million in the summer. Another young star in the making, a lot of teams also want to sign him, but according to Man U Science, despite being linked to Real Madrid, Gabri Veiga dreams of joining Arsenal, as it's his favourite club abroad. And as the Celta president says, we don't want to sell Gabri Veiga, but they are going to buy him from us, and there we can't do anything. We know some of the offers he has on the table, and it's impossible for us to get there financially. This guy is a young star in the making, and he's got so much potential as a box-to-box player. For Celta Vigo, he's played in many positions, but mainly on the right-hand side of that midfield. But he's not quite like a Martin Odegaard, Fabio Vieira, less about the final pass, more about the ball-carrying ability. And that for me draws comparisons to Emil Smith-Rowe. Both of these guys have a similar sort of profile, more ball carriers than they are passers. Is it worth Arsenal spending that €35 million release clause when you've already got Emil Smith-Rowe? But what about number 6 as well in terms of Moses Caicedo? According to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are still very keen on signing the player, but he's not the only number 6 that Arsenal want to sign. You've also got Southampton's Romeo Lavia. As Fabrizio says, Romeo Lavia will be one to watch in the summer. Man City have a £40 million buyback clause valid until 2024. Chelsea wanted him last summer. Arsenal among clubs also interested, but Southampton hope to keep him. Lavia is another one for the future, only 19 years of age, born in 2004. Signed from Man City in the summer, his first proper year playing in the Premier League, and his 16 starts have been pretty impressive. Like Caicedo, he's got that dual winning ability, winning 4.4 per game at a 60% success rate. That's not too far off Thomas Partey. Belgium have seen the potential, and Lavia's been called up to the recent international squad. And when you watch the profile play and how smooth he is on the ball, you can understand why Arsenal appreciate the profile. Arsenal are looking to the future, and in Thomas Partey, he is one of the older players in the Arsenal team, so it's only right that Arsenal look for successors. His last game against Tottenham showcased his ability. 61 accurate passes, 3 key passes, 2 long balls, 1 successful dribble and 3 ground balls. One thing that Thomas Partey has is that lovely line breaking ability, and in this game Lavia showcased similar. A lovely pass to break through the entire Spurs team, playing in Theo Walcott to make it 3-2. Hampton are currently rock bottom 20th in the league. If they were to get relegated, this could become a massive opportunity. But what about Declan Rice? According to Gianluca Di Marzio, Arsenal or Liverpool is the most likely destination for him. I don't think he'll move to Chelsea, as they have a lot of players in the midfield. We've often spoken about Chelsea as Arsenal's main competitors, but we can't forget about Liverpool. These guys are looking to rebuild in the summer. With the poor form of Fabinho, they may also want to sign a player like Declan Rice. Liverpool are currently 7 points off the top 4 with 2 games in hand. So these guys can still make the Champions League, and that might be decisive in the race for Rice. But is their project as attractive as Arsenal's, where there seems to be the most stability and certainty? This team can fight for the title for years to come. We can't forget that in the past, when Liverpool and Arsenal have gone head-to-head for players, for example the likes of Alexis Sanchez, they have favoured moves to Arsenal over Liverpool because of the London factor. But Arsenal might have a different wide forward on their minds. We're talking Brighton's Japanese international Kaoru Mitoma, as reports claim that Arsenal have set their sights on Caicedo and Mitoma. Caicedo remains a priority, and Arsenal also share an interest in Mitoma. 25 years of age, this guy has been causing so much chaos on the left hand side for Brighton. This year having a breakthrough season in the Premier League, 6 goals and 3 assists. Mitoma only needs 1 more goal to have netted the most goals in a single Premier League season by a Japanese player. His recent form has been on fire. In 9 games all competitions, 7 goal contributions. And his ability to cause chaos is all down to his dribbling, averaging 1.7 successful dribbles per game, more than both Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Mitoma's got a fantastic story, rejecting a pro contract at 16 years of age to go to university. This guy has a PhD in dribbling. Arsenal already do have 2 left wingers though, Trossard and Martinelli, but those 2 are a different profile. These guys are more central operators, whereas Mitoma is more of the natural wide forward, a bit like Bukayo Saka. The idea of Mitoma on one side, Saka on the other, running at their fullbacks could cause nightmares. And Fabrizio Romano has previously said, I think top clubs know that Kaoru Mitoma's priority is now to focus on Brighton and not on any big move yet. For sure he's already worth more than £35 million, but it's not time for negotiations at this stage. With only 2 years left on a contract, this summer may be the best chance to sign a player like Mitoma. The Brighton CEO says, he's so exciting to watch. A throwback to old school wingers, he is another player that will be in the spotlight in the next transfer window. We are ready for that and we understand it. Now moving on to the other Arsenal news today. And starting off with Arsenal's Premier League nominations, once again we are on fire, as Mikel Arteta has once again been nominated for the Manager of the Month, alongside Roberto De Zerbi, Unai Emery and Pep Guardiola. With 4 wins out of 4, this should be Arteta's award, and having already won it 3 times this season, 4 times could be something special. But you've also got the likes of Bukayo Saka and Leandro Trossard that have been nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month. This one could go to Bukayo Saka, maybe Trossard, but you've also got Salah, Isak, some good nominations. But where on earth is Gabriel Martinelli? 4 goals in 4 games. The fact that he's not been nominated is a bit of a shambles. But talking of nominations, you've also got Aaron Ramsdale, whose massive save against Bournemouth has been nominated for the Premier League Save of the Month. We need to talk about Aaron Ramsdale and give this guy a lot more respect. The most clean sheets in the Premier League. Some of his saves have been absolutely massive. We'll all talk about a goal from Reece Nelson, but if it wasn't for Ramsdale's massive save, we would have never had that moment. In terms of the best save success rates in the Premier League this season, Ramsdale has the 4th highest in the league. He's transformed the Arsenal team playing out of the back, but even in terms of natural goalkeeping, a lot of people are very critical. But at only 24 years of age, that is baby years for goalkeepers. Raya is 27, Alisson's 30. Ramsdale's not perfect, but how many goalkeepers at his age were starting for a top team like Arsenal fighting for a title? And Arsenal have a lot of unsung heroes, but this year in terms of most underrated, Aaron Ramsdale certainly has a massive shout. But so do the likes of Gabriel Martinelli, Ben White and so many others. Comment down below, who do you believe has been Arsenal's most underrated player this season? But anyways guys, that's the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of today's latest Arsenal news, and hopefully you guys can survive during this international break. It's tough times, but 1 week and the Premier League is back, the title charge resumes, and I'll see you next time. Take care, in a bit.